We're live.
Ready?
Ready. They don't see your head. You gotta sit down. Here we go.
In Swiss German, guten Abend. In English, that means good evening. In Japan, say, Wappen, good evening. American, good evening, everybody. And when I saw him at the Carib Theatre, he said, good evening, everybody. Oh, yay. Here I am. You know me, Monty Alexander, piano man from Kingston, Jamaica. Yes, I came to America in 1961. A guy gave me a job to play the piano in a bar. And I got another job after that, another job. I didn't go to the music school. All I know is that the guy liked how I play the piano. He give me a little money, and I bring the money home to my mother and say, where you get this money? What? I said, I played the piano at a place and they paid me a few bucks. I want you to have it. Kept a few for myself, you know what I mean? And then years go by and I'm playing here and I'm playing there and people seem to like my piano playing. Made my first album in 1965 in California, Los Angeles. I kept making another record. You know something? Records gone. Got the only record now is prison record. And thank God I ain't got no prison record. So records are gone, even though there's a kind of return to something named vinyl. Vinyl is what they call the LP records, 33 and a third. And they're making a return for those audiophile people who really like the sound to be really perfecto. I mean, I understand that. But to me, when I was a little kid, I had a wind-up gramophone. So when I played my favorite records, I would hear the needle skip. And I used to think the skip was a part of the real record. You know, and it stopped. And I used to think when I heard the perfect record, something was wrong because I missed my skip, because the needle skipped on the record. So it's been a ride. So here I am in Bern, B-E-R-N in German with an E at the end, Bern, Bern, which is a part of the Swiss-German part of I'm going to say Jamaica, of Switzerland. Schweiz in German or Suisse in French. You see, Switzerland is a wonderful country. The people here have loved and respected the nature that's so glorious here. When I first came here in 1976, I started looking up at the mountains and I said, you know, in the Bible it said, behold, because something is so magnificent, behold. Well, this is a place that when you look at the mountain with the fabulous peaks and the lakes and the beauty, that's when you want to say, behold. It's so beholden because the nature is so glorious. I love it. I come here and I feel like this is kind of almost home. And the other home, of course, is my home of homes, Jamaica. Born and raised in Kingston, Jamaica, a really beautiful place. I grew up at a time where the stress level was a whole lot less. And we had music. It was the sweet sounds of the folk songs, the music called calypso music. That's what I grew up with. I used to play my melodica with the calypso man. And the guy said, bring your little horn there, little boy, and play. This little thing is a cousin to the accordion I had. No, not really, because the accordion, you pump the thing, and that's what I had as a little boy. And when I would see the musicians playing in the hotels and at Victoria Crafts Market, downtown Kingston, and I would go there with the accordion, and the musicians were so beautiful. And said, come little boy, play your flutina. Flutina. No, it's an accordion. But you see, I like to play it, but it was very challenging when you're a little boy to be pumping that thing. You get tired. And then years and years go by, and I discovered this little melodica thing. It's called melodica. It's almost harmonica. You know, who like the blues musicians play. And they had great musicians like Toots Thielman from Belgium. He would play the melodica and play beautiful, beautiful. I mean, Mr. Quincy Jones, he would always have Toots Thielman playing on his records, playing all incredible songs. He had him playing with all of his productions. Quincy loved Toots Thielman. Now, not to be confused with this incredible guy from Jamaica, the world loved Toots Hibbert. We just lost him to a lot of terrible things. And right now, the current problem of the world, many of them, but one of them is COVID-19. And the COVID-19 came into Toots's body. And Toots Hibbert had a group called Toots and the Maytals, and Toots and I about the same period of time that came up in the Jamaican music. But me, I find this thing that came from overseas, I would say, it come from foreign. It was outside of Jamaica. It's named jazz, even though we had jazz musicians. But Toots fell into the whole thing with the church and the Jamaican folk music and the gospel music of the black church became a part of his message. So when he would sing, he bring you that upliftment thing, kind of like Jamaica's answer to James Brown, you know? So that's the other Toots. We lost Toots, we love Toots, and I want to say thank you, Toots, for all that you gave us. I had the honor of recording with Toots when I made a record named Rock Steady, me and Mr. Ernest Ranglin, one of the greatest guitar players the world has ever known. This guy played notes that the guitar don't even have. That's how great Ernest Ranglin is. And to this day, Ernie and I are the best of friends. He called me in fact, it was Ernie that called me a few weeks ago to say that we lost Toots, you know? So folks, I'm rambling on.
What's next to you?
Oh, somebody just say, Harp,
what's on the chair next to you?
This here something, and that there something, is a kind of food that you get over here in Switzerland, and if you're not careful, it kill you dead. Why? Because you have to mind your sugar and chocolate. Switzerland is one of the greatest places for something named chocolate. Jamaica said, chocolate. We want some chocolate.
That's my
Chocolate.
dessert.
Chocolate. And I have this chocolate thing here that if you start eating it, you're gone to town, baby.
Want to
Like I
show
tell you.
them the mousse?
Show them? Hold on. You see this thing here?
Mousse.
If you eat too much of it, I don't know what to tell you. But this is a glorious Swiss gift to the world. But like I said, if you ain't careful, they might have to get the coffin, the casket. This is a pretty thing. This is the little... Kumquat. So this was a part of our nice dining here. Now, by the way, why am I in Switzerland? A few weeks ago, I received a real gift. You know, I've been coming here from 1976, many times, playing my music, my piano with different aggregations, sometimes aggravations, but most times aggregations. And I had these wonderful brotherly musicians to join me and help me in my mission, you know. Came here in 1976 and I made an album, live recording. One of my maybe about 76 albums I've recorded, piano playing, music. This is after my early records in Jamaica. And it was recorded in Montreux, Montreaux.
No, EUX.
You always have to correct me. I appreciate that. Montreux. Thank you for the Montreux.
That's right.
I got it. And if you're French, if you know French, you say Montreux, you know. And that's where I made this album live in Monty Alexander. And the young musicians who like piano playing, a lot of them come to me and say, Mr. Alexander, wow, we like that record. I said, can you give us a lesson? I said, I can't give you a lesson because I didn't take a lesson. I just learned from life, being around the older musicians. See, I'd say this all the time because I can't believe that I come this far, not even having been to school. But something gave me an insight and a love for not just the music, but the people who play the music. And from all the way in Jamaica, I met these human beings that were like full of love and niceness to young little boy who want to play music. So I was blessed, no doubt about it, to be able to pick up some of these things and I ended up loving it. And because I loved it, and when I would play the music, I would get the love feeling would go out to the people. And the next thing you know, somebody give me a job. Say, hey kid, I like how you play that piano, kid. I like how you play those notes in between the cracks. That's what I mean. Because if you play the crack, you bump it, you be too. It's like that. No. No. You know what I mean? So I came to Switzerland because a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful brother in music who loves the history, the tradition, the classic nature of this music. I'm going to tell you right now, folks, Jamaica is one beautiful, amazing place that has its area of phenomenal integrity with music that come from the roots of Africa. That's it. With a little droplets coming from the European tradition. But the story, people who suffered a lot of trouble, and some of us come from the mixed background like me, you know. But I have to tell you right now, the family of musicians, there's a music that started in America in the early famous exponent, as you might know, was Louis Armstrong, who I saw at Carib Theatre in Kingston, Jamaica. My father picked me up at the school, at T-Forter School, because I asked my dad, I said, Daddy, can you come pick me up? Nobody looking. We're going to go to Kingston, drive from Mandeville about 2 hours, and go to the Carib Theatre where I saw Satchmo. And Satchmo was this trumpet man, Louis Armstrong, and I never forgot that moment. So I'm rambling to tell you that I'm here in Switzerland to play a concert 5 nights in a row. I was here playing at the Bern Jazz Festival at a beautiful club called Marion's. And Marion is a gracious hostess, and her husband is Hans Sobrug, and he had the gumption to say, let's have the music, even in light of the challenge of the virus. And I say, you know what? I could catch up here in New York City and say, no. So me and my number one friend named Miss Cat, we say, yeah man, we jump on the aeroplane and fly to Zurich. And we did. And we got on the Swiss Air flight Sunday. The big, beautiful plane full of empty seats. There were the total people on the plane, me and Miss Cat, was 8 people. 8 people on the whole plane. And there were more flight attendants than there were passengers. And I have to tell you this, it was the greatest flight I ever had, because me and Miss Cat, we were kings and queens on the king and queen on the Swiss flight. Them bring the steak, them bring the salmon, them bring the salad, them bring the ice cream, them bring. I got off the plane, my belly got bigger. Yes, so it's been what a ride. Coming over here on Swiss flight and playing at the Bern Jazz Festival. And I'll tell you right now, I made a joke. My middle name, Montgomery, is Bernard. Montgomery Bernard Alexander. Montgomery Bernard. Our wonderful bass player who I knew 40 years ago, Paul Berner. His name Berner, right? So you have Bernard and Berner. And we were burning, which is an expression some of us had when the music full of life and it get up off the ground and it levitate and people say, yeah, play that music. So it's Bernard and Berner in burning. So a lot of burning going on in Bern. Yes. I know sometimes I go on a little foolish, like right now. So I want to say thank you very much for tuning in. When I talked about life a little bit, much more to tell you, but I just want to say I'm very pleased that I remembered how to play a little piano player, because I hadn't even touched the piano in 6 months. I did some reminiscing in Riddim programs. It was on the 4th of the 4th. Check this out. The 4th of April. The 4th was the first time I did it. Am I right, Miss Cat?
Yeah.
And now today is the 10th of the 10th.
Yeah.
The 4th of the 4th to the 10th of the 10th.
At
And
10.
so at 10 o'clock. No, check that out. At 10 o'clock on the 10th of the 10th of month, October the 10th. And I played the gig, 5 nights of this music thing. And we had beautiful, beautiful audiences, and everybody, guess what, had their masks on. Even the piano player, we had the mask on, and I believe we showed a little program where I played some music at the festival which is in this very beautiful venue called Marian's in Bern, Switzerland. Now, you know, Bern is where they had the Montreux Festival. I was there many times, 23 times over all these many years. And I played in Zurich, and I played in Geneva, and I played it all over Switzerland. So I'm so happy to be here because not far from where we're sitting right now, them have some mountain. Lord of mercy. The mountain is like when you say, behold. And I can't wait to go up to the mountainside and look down, look down, look down that lonesome road and see the people of Switzerland yodeling. Hodle-doo. See y'all later. Take care. One love.
Coming back next week,
If they don't mind, I'll come back and do some more big mouth talking.
episode 2.
I'll be back, ladies and gentlemen. As Arnold Schwarzenegger said it in one of those Terminator films, he said, I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be back. I'll be front. I'll be side. I'll be above. I'll be down. But it's my pleasure to spend this time looking at a light. There's nobody here. But from what I understand, people may be out there hearing me talk foolish. And it's been a pleasure sharing this time with you. Thanks for listening. I'm going to tune out now and say, bless everybody. Be careful. I'm in the room, so I don't have to wear the mask. But all I can say is, don't stop wearing the mask. The mask is the answer. It's not that other thing where people say, hey, let's party, let's go have some fun. I don't need no mask. Yes, you do. The mask is many steps closer to something called safety and awareness from this scourge upon us, which is part of the world's, what do you call it? The reality of the life. It's a thing called virus. And we are just going to sit back while the great scientists were going to find this vaccine. And one day, sooner rather than later, we hope, we pray, we will be able to say that's behind us. But you know, the world has always had these issues where you had plague, you had pestilence, you had all kind of things that knock you down. And we are now obliged to be very mindful and careful, not only for ourselves, but for our fellow humans, because we have the capacity to infect the other person. And if you have the mask on, this is serious business now. The mask is going to inhibit that possibility, because the aerosol, what them call it, will spread over there. Next thing you know, all your friends pick up this thing. And as you know, just now some people in America had a get together, some famous top type people. Next thing you know, a few days later, them all come down with this virus thing. And we don't want that to happen to anybody. Some people want it to happen to some people. And I'm saying, we don't talk that way. We talk about life. So we pray that nobody pick up this thing, and it's up to us to be mindful of our fellow human beings. I think I run out of mouth.
Go eat your chocolate now.
Oh, Lord of mercy, this chocolate so will kill you.
Sure.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to take a bite of one of these things.
Now?
Somebody gave me this last night.
Yes.
Moretti, some other language.
Yes.
This is one of them famous chocolate. I throw the box upon the ground,
wait.
right?
Okay.
You see this thing here?
This thing dangerous.
Worse than that.
Look at that. Show
See
it.
this thing here? When you bite it,
See?
see it here? This thing dangerous.
Give it
I'm going to bite it, right? Excuse my behavior. Watch there. You see that?
It's all, what is it, marshmallow? Marshmallow.
I don't
It's
know,
like
but
the soft marshmallow.
This thing kill you dead if you ain't careful.
That's my dessert.
Okay.
So,
very, very nice to see it, dear friends. If you don't mind, I will return with some more big mouth sharing, but it's a little different picture, and I'm very honored, glad, grateful, happy to be here sharing with you. I'm here far away over here in the land of milk and cheese and chocolate and watches and yodeling. Yodeling has come from Switzerland.
and
Mountains.
We'll put a little video of your show.
Go on with it. I'm honored
Yeah.
and happy. And yes, my dear co-pilot, Miss Cat, made a video, catch us when we were playing in the club. And the people were warmly appreciating my fun and games with the notes on the piano, all 88 of them. And I don't know how it happened to me, ladies and gentlemen, but I was blessed to be able to play a song on the piano. And I'm here still doing it. I hope to continue doing it. And all my musician brothers and sisters, I wish you all the best and keep touching those instruments, saxophone, trumpet, bass, drum, everything. Keep in touch with your instrument. Do a little practicing so when the virus thing go down, you're ready to go back and play music again. So I end this big mouth session and say, God bless you. Thanks for listening. And Louise Bennett, Miss Lou said, walk good.
Walk
Bob
good.
Marley said, one love. And I'm saying what Roy Rogers, the cowboy, said, happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails.